Well, hello, and thanks for joining us on Punters Inside Run for the final time for 2023. Mick Sharkie joins me as always. It's been a good year of tipping from him, Shark. With December, we're finishing off. We don't normally have this quality of racing in the first weekend of December. We've got group races everywhere.
We do, Matty. Yeah, unfortunately in Melbourne, we haven't got the weather for December. It's 15 degrees and I'm in a T-shirt outside and it's not cold, but it's certainly unseasonably cool. But yeah, the racing action will be a bit better, I think, at Caulfield and also in Sydney and across in Perth with the Winterbottom.
Yeah, and this is an experiment from the Melbourne Racing Club. They ran the 1,000 Guineas Day. The crowd wasn't as big as they wanted. The trains weren't running, which doesn't help, and the trains aren't running again tomorrow. But that's a discussion for another program. But let's get into it. And we start with the Zipping Classic. Muramasa, the favourite, been in sensational form. Are you with Muramasa or against?
Look, a little bracket selection here, Matty, and it's weather dependent, right? So if the rain comes and there's sort of up to 4 to 6 mil forecast for Friday night and similar for Saturday morning, if we see the track get into the soft range, I've been waiting all spring for Duke de Sessa to get onto a soft track because he is lengths better when he can properly get his toe in. I know people are saying, oh, good forward with give, etc. It'll help him. Yeah, it might help him, but it's not what he wants. He really wants a wet track, this horse. He might be something to put a little circle around for the autumn in Sydney on wet ground there. If it's a soft track, I want to have something on Duke de Sessa. If we stay on good ground, Muramasa had the better of him comfortably last time on top of the ground. He's been the beneficiary of 3 excellent rides this preparation, and gelding has probably helped him as well. Daniel Moore, again, from a good draw, they're going to get just a charmed run. There's no reason why Muramasa can't go and win again. They're the 2 main ones for me. If you're having quaddies, etc., I think Bow and Declare has to go in. He's just so genuine and he's having such a good prep. But I'll bet based on the track come race time tomorrow. If it's soft, Duke de Sessa. If it's good, Muramasa.
Okay, well, so the punters are earlier backing Duke de Sessa, so I think they're banking on that wet track. But I think Muramasa has form. I mean, the Norman Robinson and the VRC Derby ran well on a soft track last preparation. So I'll stick with the Muramasa because since being gelded, as you mentioned, this horse is absolutely flying, and I don't think coming back from 2,600 to 2,400 will be an issue whatsoever. But it should be a good race. What about the Sandown Guineas? What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, it's a Group 2 in name only. This is basically a benchmark 70, really. Arkansas Kid has Group 1 form, and he was really, really good, I thought, in the Blue Sapphire last time, which is the key lead up to this. He was back and having to come in the wider, slower lanes in that Blue Sapphire, and he kept chasing through the line. I thought it was a really good, tough run. He gets a cozy run this time around. Hopefully the track's playing nice and evenly. He'll be midfield or just forward of midfield. On class, he just turns up and beats these. Vivier, number 8, is his only danger. Similarly, 1,000 Guineas, same day. She got way too far back. Couldn't make ground that day. It was very difficult to anyway. She made ground along the inside. Her closing splits were good. I liked the Couleur Volant form before that, and her maiden win at Seymour was also very good. I think they're the 2. I'll be backing Arkansas Kid and saving on Vivier.
I'll be saving on Arkansas Kid, but I just think that form behind Schwartz might be a very, very good horse. So I'm giving the lightly raced Modown a chance because it gets from 1,400 to 1,600 metres here. The form behind Schwartz wasn't bad at the Valley, attacked the line. But you're right, I don't think it's a classic Sandown Guineas, is it? So not one to be too excited about. What about some best bets at Caulfield?
My best is in race 4, Matty, number 6, Bizot. I think they dodged the 1,000 Guineas. I think it was a great choice given the way the track played, and a bit of an inspired decision. It turns up here. Miraval Rose is very short for mine. I think Bizot's just
too short.
Not better. Yeah, I'll be playing Bizot. I'll also be betting in race 9. I really like Thalassophile, number 3. You know what a Thalassophile is, Matty?
I'm about to find out, I think.
It's a lover of the ocean and the sea. And so I'm very much in that category. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. I think Thalassophile can win the 9th. And in race 10, there's a Japanese horse here. He's a Group 1 winner, Lauda Sion. Okay, he won his Group 1 3 years ago, but he's been really competitive at Group 2, Group 3 level. That is well and truly good enough to see him winning this listed race. Has jumped out a couple of times and has gone well. I think $9, he's a good each-way value play in the last.
Yeah, they snapped up the early money on that, didn't they? So I think it's a bit of a watch, that horse, because we're not sure about how he'll go first up in Australia. But I like Gennady in that race. I think it's one of the better bets of the day. I think the Rose Quartz form is excellent and really did charge and hit the line at Caulfield. And really, from that point of view, the record over 1,400 metres is quite good. And I reckon King Magnus is over the odds against Valana. King Magnus' second up form record is outstanding. 1,400 metres at Caulfield. That's his hitting zone. 6 starts for, hasn't finished outside the top 2 5 times. So I reckon that's a good each way play, King Magnus, earlier in the day. All right, mate, let's move to the Festival Stakes, which is a Group 3 race at Rosehill on the weekend. We're probably going to get a wet track there as well. So what did you think of the Festival Stakes?
I liked a horse right down or near the bottom, a horse called Grabini. I think this is a pretty talented sort of horse. He was second up at Goulburn of all places, and he went and won the Goulburn Cup, not by a massive margin, but he got the job done pretty comfortably. Last prep, he was putting a string of wins together and doing it really nicely against some decent horses. Man Behind the Money, Touristic, went to the Sunshine Coast, ran well behind Knight's Choice, Fashion Legend. They all had sort of Magic Millions 3-year-old form and that sort of form line. Silver Eagle, he just had no luck at all. The Goulburn run and win, I think, sets him up nicely for this. He's got a good middle gate. Karen McAvoy rides. I think he's super hard to beat in the festival. Fine Point might be able to run a nice race. Second up, ran well. First up for Chris Waller, Regan Bayliss. So they'd be the two I'd be looking at, but keen to have a bet on Grabini.
I'll be saving on Grabini because I had it as I sort of tossed up between Grabini and Rustic Steel. I thought Rustic Steel's run in the Hunter behind Coal Crusher was quite good. It ran second. It gets out to from 1,300 metres to 1,500 metres. It'll be strong because we know it's the big dance winner over 1,600 metres and races well third up and likes a soft track. So I'll be backing Rustic Steel with a bit of a saver on Grabini. What about your best at Rosehill?
I think we can have a bit of a bet, Matty, in the Christmas Cup. I think if Serpentine runs in Sydney, it's also entered in Melbourne. If it runs in Sydney, I think it can win the Christmas Cup, race 9, number 2. And the other one that I want to have a good solid look at as I scroll back through my form guide, Matty, is race 3, number 7, Tavi Time. I think this horse is really well placed to go and win again. It was a good, strong winner last start. I think a lightly raced 4-year-old won 4 of 7. He's going somewhere where a few of these might be going up and down in the one spot.
Well, punters, that's our multi-anchor for the weekend because I think Tavi Time is the best of the day at Rosehill. As you say, a lightly raced, but making a habit of winning, ran good time and winning that last run over the 1,600 metres. No reason why he can't do it again. 2 weeks back on this program, I tipped Toes on the Nose to win, and it won by 3 lengths quite comfortably. Toes on the Nose is in this race, and I'd normally sort of stick with a horse that's on the up like that, but no. I think Tavi Time might be a little bit better than these and one we have to back there. All right, mate. Well, that's our multi-anchor bet for the weekend. That's in Sydney. What about the Winterbottom? Overpass goes across. It's clearly the best horse in the race. So what's been interesting is watching there's a little bit of a drift in betting on a Friday as we record this. Is that a concern or is it just too good?
Well, it's usually the case when the Eastern States sprinters go across for this race that they're too good. He comes through the Everest. He was only beaten 4 lengths in the Everest and he led and went at a pretty good tempo. Before that, he's run a really good race to Private Eye in the short. So I think that form reference is very, very strong. The other thing is he's been to the track before. He won the Quokka and he beat Amelia's Jewel and Bella Nipotina. Like this, it's Group 1 form. So I think Overpass has to be your starting point. You're really hoping that one of the locals can elevate and step up beyond what they've been doing over there. I'm not sure if they can. I don't know if Triple Missile is good enough to turn over Overpass, and he's racing well, but people are kicking up for him, and he's coming off a 6th last start at Flemington. The one that caught the eye that everyone was talking about was Ripcord off his win in the Placid Arc. But I thought Oscar's Fortune, maybe he's a horse that can sort of bounce out of that first time at 1,200. Maybe he'll be a little bit better for it. The problem they've all got is Overpass is a class horse. He's got the best form, and he's probably the fastest horse in the race, Matt. He'll go forward and lead, and he'll just keep running. It's whether they can keep up.
Yeah, look, I'll probably have 2 bets in the race. I'll back Overpass because of everything you just said. But I went back and had a look at a couple of replays of Ripcord. Yes, it's a 3-year-old, and they don't win this race, and it has to make another step up. But when there's speed on in the race up front, this horse does finish very fast. We saw that win in the Placid Arc. Just was a phenomenal from the back. Overpass will put the speed into the race. So of the locals, I think Ripcord will be the one that'll be charging home and tackling. Maybe not get in front of it, but I'll still back both horses. But it should be another good race over there in Perth. All right, mate, anything else we should back?
Yeah, race 8, number 7, Matty, Duchess of Gossip. Willie Pike takes a ride. Very good first up. It will just be winning race 8 on the card there, which is the Jungle Door.
Just be winning. That's a great way to finish off a year of Punters Inside Run, mate. It will just be winning. On a personal note, thank you as always for all your help, mate. Been fantastic. Tip heaps of winners right throughout the year. Have a deserved break, mate. We'll see you maybe back for the Magic Millions.
Yes, looking forward to that, Matty. Have a great Christmas, great New Year, everybody. And we'll see you all again soon.
And catch some fish, mate, when you get out there. That's Punters Inside Run for a very busy weekend to finish off the year. Hope we can help you find a winner, but enjoy the weekend's racing, and we'll see you in the new year.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.